Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here, That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new review. You know, you've seen the title and the description, so you know this is none other than Match Point by Lacoste. So I have to tell you why I wanted to review this one. I am a huge tennis fan. Playing, yes, but watching a lot. And so I absolutely love tennis. And this one is a tennis-themed release, and I simply couldn't resist. I thought, at first I thought it would be a little cheesy. And so for that reason, actually, because it's not cheap, so I bought the body spray, although this is called the deodorant spray. I decided to buy this because it was a cheaper option than the actual bottle, and if I like this one, and I did, then I would pursue an actual bottle of fragrance. So this episode, this review is specifically about the deodorant spray, Match Point by Lacoste. So if you don't know anything about tennis, I'll just quickly say that Match Point is kind of like a check in chess when you put somebody in check, meaning it's the last point if you win it. So match point would be whether or not you're serving. If you get that point, then the match automatically ends, which would be, of course, checkmate. So that is match point. Match point is one that, as I said earlier, when I first saw it, I thought this is either going to be fantastic or this is really going to be cheesy, or maybe even just for like middle schoolers or something unsophisticated. I've actually really enjoyed this one. I'll just quickly say, too, that the bottle of fragrance actually has a tennis ball embossed, so it's in glass, but the bottom of it has like half of a tennis ball protruding up into the bottle, which is kind of cool. So I will eventually get a bottle of this because I actually enjoyed it. I think it was like 60 some bucks for the bottle, a little too expensive for me at this point. And like I said, I didn't want to. I couldn't find a sample of it, so I decided to get the deodorant spray. So this episode is going to be a little bit different because although I've reviewed a few body sprays in the past, and in fact today is a double episode because I'm going to do another episode in a second on this guy. So another body spray. So this is a body spray week. This one is perfectly timed. You know, as much as I would love to tell you that I perfectly timed it for Wimbledon, I didn't. It's actually just completely at random. But Wimbledon, of course, is coming up this week. And you might know that tennis has three surfaces that they play on. Hard court, which would be the Australian Open and the US Open, and then clay court, which is the French Open, and then grass, which is Wimbledon. And Wimbledon, of course, is where it all started. It's the original, where the players have to wear mostly white, and there's so much tradition. It's steeped in tradition, and that's one reason why people love Wimbledon. A lot of people love, of course, the fact that it's played on grass. And so why am I bringing that up? That's because this one definitely is a spring herbaceous fragrance that does evoke tennis, of course, but it's not necessarily like a tennis ball or anything specific other than, to me, it does work well for the grass court season, which is right now. So, I mean, it has an explosive freshness, which is one reason why I sometimes don't like the herbaceous ones, but this one does work. So, what does it smell like? To me, this one smells like the Calvin Klein's Eternity Parfum, Eau de Parfum from 2019. And why is that relevant? Because 1 year later, this guy came out. I don't know if I want to say a clone, but I would say it's inspired perhaps by Eternity Eau de Parfum by Calvin Klein, which was only released a year before this one. Yeah, 2020 release. And by the way, the nose is Sophie Labbe, and it is a woody aromatic. So, what do you get in the notes? For the actual fragrance itself, because of course this one is a deodorant spray, but you definitely get basil and sage and vetiver. Those are the big three. I mean, I guess I could add grapefruit as well, but for me it's really more about basil and sage. And see, what I don't like generally about the herbaceous ones is they're explosive, and they just seem very youthful. There's nothing wrong with that, but to me, they're really relegated for middle schoolers and like your first fragrance. They don't really work beyond once your nose matures. This one is different, and actually, obviously the target audience for this would be something like 12 to 25, but this would work great really at any age. I really enjoyed wearing it this week. It is fresh, it is explosive, and it does have like I said, it has an homage to Wimbledon, because it certainly has a very, very fresh, new, mixed with, like, you feel like you're walking out onto Wimbledon itself on the grass court with like all new clothes, fresh, freshly laundered, with a brand new gym mag, and it has all the new smells, and on and on. So it works actually for me. This one is unequivocally a spring summer fragrance, no doubt about it. I would say this is not a 365 day a year. I would associate this with season wise with easily summer and spring. Obviously it's for the grass court season, and so it's going to be for the summer. So perfect, again, timing. In fact, I think most people have come to the realization that this actual episode is the official commencement to Wimbledon. I mean, do you see what I do for you? These are the kinds of things that I do on this channel. All right, so that's that. And let's get to some of the categories. I will say that for me, I really like the basil and the sage are definitely the main players here. The grapefruit and vetiver, kind of come up to and maybe they're stronger in the actual fragrance, but in this you're going to get just this kind of eye-opening spring in a bottle explosion. It is something that for me would work at any age, as I said, and this is definitely a masculine release. So this would probably be about I would say about a 90-10 in terms of percentages when it comes to women and men. I think this will be 90% men wearing this, who have it, who own it, who wanted it. It's their signature scent. I would say 90%, and this one would be 10% women. This is definitely a very clean, out of the shower, herbaceous, masculine release. I think I could see a lot of women buying this for their man, actually, because it has a very clean, but then the vetiver and the cashmere and the base notes come in, so it's clean, but it's also distinctly masculine as well, and that's something that I actually really liked about it. Certainly a daytime fragrance. This is definitely for the gym. This is definitely for work. This is definitely for on vacation, daytime, out and about. During the summer. It's a daytime fragrance. I don't know that I would call this a nighttime incredibly sexy, but that would be different, of course, if you like the fact that if you define sexy male fragrances as very, very clean, then of course you will find this one sexy. But I don't associate it with a romantic night out, and I would wear this more for the daytime. Really enjoyed this one overall. I can't say it is the most original. I definitely cannot say that, but I was certainly happily surprised, and I have zero, and I mean zero, buyer's remorse when it comes to this purchase. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to say, for me, this was a 4 out of 5 sprays on my 5-spray system, and you'll be happy to know that I won't be actually spraying on myself. Should I take my shirt? Okay. No. Usually I spray them, but these are a body spray, so that won't be happening. 4 out of 5 sprays for this one, because it is you'll be very happy with your purchase. You will like Match Point. I liked it much better than I thought I would, and I like the fact that it is of course it is probably associated more with youthful and age categories like 12 to through college, like 12 to 22, 3, 4, 5. But it could definitely work for anybody. It'd be fine for a Father's Day gift, actually, and that's one thing that I appreciated about it. So those are the seasons. That's the gender. That's the age group. We did the notes. And we did the event, actually, because this is, of course, as I said, more of a daytime spring, summer. And I can't quite give it a 5 out of 5. The only nitpicky points would be, as I said, number one would be it smells. It's the proverbial nice smelling fragrance. It is not revolutionary by any means, and it's not anything it's shockingly unique. Certainly not. Also, the fact that it is 1 year later than the Eternity Eau de Parfum, and it does smell relatively similar to that one. Not exactly, but similar to it. One has to wonder. And then finally, the one thing I would say is I don't know what the difference is between a deodorant spray and a deodorizing body spray. So I don't know if there is a difference, but this one is. If it's a deodorant spray, I can tell you now that it will not be a substitute for your deodorant. I tried for a few days just only to wear this, and I definitely felt like I needed to go back and wear my normal deodorant, and then wearing this as well as a complement to it, and I like that. So I guess one drawback would be you might have to use fragrance-free deodorant, and then apply this one after that, because it really doesn't function on its own as a deodorant. Most people who buy these products, including me at least, are not going to buy them because as a substitution of deodorant. But I can just tell you that I would definitely wear fragrance-free deodorant and then apply this for, if you're using it solely for that purpose, it's not gonna cut the mustard. So there you have it. That's Match Point by Lacoste. So my question to you this week is, of course, what is your signature scent of the day? Or what is your scent of the day? And then the other question, if you don't have much to say, but if you're a tennis fan, you can let me know who you think will win Wimbledon on the men's and or women's side. I will be boring and say that I think it's going to be Djokovic on the men's side. And on the women's side, it's pretty wide open. I don't think Sabalenka will take it, but she very well could. Rybakina, if she is not injured, then I think that she also could. So the women's side is a little bit more open. I will be a little boring and say it's probably going to be Novak Djokovic on the men's side. So let me know what your predictions are if you don't have anything to say about this fragrance. If you do have it, let me know what you think of it. I certainly liked it much more than I thought, so much so that I gave it a 4 out of 5 sprays, and I will definitely be getting a bottle of it at some point. A pleasant surprise indeed. I hope you have a great week. Let me know what your thoughts are on this fragrance, or thoughts on upcoming Wimbledon, or whether or not you like tennis, or whether or not you hate pickleball as much as I do. Okay, so have a great week. Take care, and always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Okay, so welcome to the bonus feature for Match Point by Lacoste. I wasn't going to really do the projection, longevity, and sillage for this one just because it's a body spray, but I think I will, actually. I wanted to at least talk about the projection, longevity, and sillage. It's a little bit different for a body spray, isn't it, than it is for fragrance, because you don't really expect to, clear out a room with a body spray. So it's going to be a little bit different and a little bit more challenging, really, when it comes to longevity. But after I filmed, I put it on, and then the whole room, smells like it. So I felt like, well, I at least need to address it. Longevity for me would be, it's hard to say. I'm going to say 4 to 6 hours, but what I mean is as a deodorant, you'd be looking at 2 to 4, maybe let's just say 4 hours. And as I said in the episode, you definitely would want to wear a fragrance-free deodorant. This would not be a substitution for an all-day deodorant, at least. So this would be something, again, for the gym, for the office. And so I'm going to say 4 to 6 hours as far as longevity, that anyone, including yourself, would be able to pick it up on you, very, very close to the skin. So even if you're, really, really smelling your skin, you're going to get maybe 3. You'd be lucky to get 4 hours. But again, keep in mind, it's a body spray. So projection, this would be something that you could just spray away and then hit the weights. I don't know about you guys, but I actually find it, ironically, perhaps as that cologne guy, I kind of find it off-putting when someone wears a lot of fragrance at the gym and then they sweat and then it just emits even more. One guy a few years ago, it's been a while now, but he used to wear just tons and tons of cologne at the gym, and then when he would sweat, the whole room, in fact, just when I would swipe my card when I was walking into the weight room, I already knew he was there without seeing him, just because of his fragrance. That's a bit much. When it comes to enclosed spaces like gyms and airplanes and stuff, you really, really need to be careful. This would work great, actually, because it's not going to project too much. It'll be about an arm's length away for the first maybe half hour, and then after that, it's really going to start to settle down, as a body spray should. And so really after the half hour point, it will be picked up on your body. It will project very minimally for another 2.5, 3.5 hours. So this one would be absolutely safe for the gym, because it's not going to clear out the entire room, something that you would be, in my opinion, disrespectful to the other folks at the gym. So, and then sillage, walking past people when you're returning weights and you're walking past the gym hottie, then you will get picked up for the first, your fragrance will get picked up for the first, maybe we'll say hour and a half, 2 hours, but very, very lightly again. So, if you're spraying even outside, like on your shirt or shorts or something, if you're spraying on your clothes, you would still get picked up about the 2 hour mark, really walking by someone. So I think it'd be very nice, actually. It'd be a nice middle point if you're in the crowd of do not wear fragrance ever when you're at the gym, or if you're on the opposite extreme of 10 sprays of beast mode fragrance. This would be a wonderful compromise, and I think that is the strength of this fragrance. So there you have it. That's the projection, longevity, and sillage. I wanted to add that as a bonus feature just in case you wanted to know. Take care.